Shit, what's going on, gang? Let me get myself situated. Bum, 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 bum. Scotty Kelly, let's go. Let's see. Wyatt was cracking, guys. What's up? What's up? Big Boars MMA, what's going on? Moshik, what's going on? Moshek. Dumas is kind of a cunt, though. Yeah, he is. He sucks, bro. And me and him have beef, bro. I wouldn't say like beef, but he called me all types of words in the DMs. The OG Fight Society watchers fucking know about the Fight Society Sedriques Dumas beef. Does Imavov beat Chimaev? I think Dumas about to get cut after Saturday. I know. I think that's probably why he was hitting all of the I'm broke, I have no money. You know? They're like, please don't cut me. Please, I can't go get paid $1,000 to fight in LFA. You know? Diego, what's going on? Diego picking Diego by KO. Fighting nerds are garbage? That's not true, bro. The fighting nerds are not garbage. I'm not one of these fair weather fans that I'm just like, whoa. Fucking, they lost a couple fights. I mean, fucking McGregor's has lost a couple fights and he's still the GOAT, you know? Tom Tanaka, your videos are awesome, by the way. Great content. Tom, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I work really hard on it. I drop a video almost every day. I really appreciate hearing stuff like that. Thank you very much. My man. My man. Bro, I was so happy when Mauricio got fraud checked. Diego, I swear, you're the biggest hater that's ever been in my chat. You and Rick Allen are the two biggest haters that have ever been in my chat. Because Diego, you'll be like, you hate me because I'm Brazilian? And I'm like, what the hell? We were talking about Conor McGregor. How did me hating you for being Brazilian become a thing? McGregor is the GOAT. That's true. Fighting nerds are great. It's a shame what happened last week. Yeah, the fighting nerds are great. And I think that teams get better after these type of losses, or at least, actually, I take that back. Teams don't always get better after these losses, but this type of thing will show you how good a team is. That's a better way to say it. The nerd's not bad, just hard to win at the highest level when you're at the top of the rankings. Yeah, that's like what I said in my video too. It's like they're fighting often against high-level guys. It's literally just statistically more likely that you lose, you know? I wanted BSD to win so bad, my wish got granted. For sure. Rick Allen's the GOAT. Yeah, he literally, after months of not seeing him, he popped up in my comments. He popped up in my comments like yesterday or the day before. And I was like, what did I fucking say? I was like, oh shit, hold on. Hold on, I'm adjusting my camera real quick. 1 sec. That's not quite it. That's a little better. Yeah, we'll stick with that. But yeah, I was like, damn, Rick, it's good to see you in my comments again. And he was like, I can't say the same. By the way, y'all peeping this little shiner that I've had the last few days? I got clipped a little bit in sparring. What's happening with Dana? There's a story that came out from casino.org that claims that Dana White has a $25 million $25 million gambling debt to Red Rock Casino, potentially $50 million based on how much credit they've given him as well. But basically, you know, in my video, it's not that big of a deal because guess who owns the Red Rock casinos is the fucking Fertitta brothers. There's no way the Fertitta brothers are going to be like, yo, Dana, that 25 M's, we need that back. They're his best friends. They're literally his best friends. Well, I got to pull my mic a little closer. I'm slouching a little bit. Oh, that's way better. Top tier posture. What are we talking about? But yeah, and then Sedriques Dumas posted that he has $13 in his bank account. And so that's why, you know, because I saw some people talking about, oh, UFC fighter has $13 to his name and Dana White's $25 million in debt to a casino, fighter pay issue, blah, 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 all that stuff. But he's worth over $500 million and his best friends are the Fertittas. Like, it's not that big of a gambling debt, especially considering that Dana White has hit for like 20 million in like 2 weeks before. So I guarantee Huffy and Kyle do a quick turnaround before the year is over. Huffy should, as long as it's not against a grappler, just to like kind of get the sour taste out of his mouth. Like go beat like a Grant, not even a Grant Dawson. That's too good for him right now. Let me look at the rankings real quick. I don't even think he deserves a ranked opponent, so I'm going to look at Fight Matrix because Fight Matrix is where you can see a little bit bigger rankings. I know that's not the official UFC ones, but lightweight, who should he fight that's in that like 15 to 25 range? Let's see. No, not Joel Alvarez, not Michael Chandler. CDF already has a fight booked. Or maybe that fight got canceled with Bobby Green. Give him Carlos Diego Ferreira. Give him that fight. Who else? Yeah, it's like it's hard because you can't let him fight up. He was unranked getting a ranked opponent. You really can't let him fight up right now and get another ranked guy. I'm looking through like maybe like a Jared Gordon, Ferris Ziam. These are all hard fights. Nasrat Hakparast, Losine Kita if they keep him. Drakkar Close, like guys like that. Like guys that are in that like 2 wins from a ranked opponent, mid-level type guys. Nobody that's like total dog shit because you do have to give guys challenging matchups, but give him Michael Johnson, dude. Give him Michael Johnson. That'd be a sick fight. I would say Matt Frivola, but he just got booked. Yeah. Give him like a Matt Frivola, Michael Johnson, Rafa Garcia, one of those type of guys that's almost ranked, but not quite there, you know? Give him like Daniel Zellhuber. That's a good ass fight too. Huffy versus Michael Johnson. Yeah, I like that. Gordon's fighting this weekend versus Rafa Garcia. Oh, then they'd be on the same timeline because Huffy just fought. So I don't know, like maybe the winner / I don't know, either one of those guys could get Huffy next. That's what I'm thinking. You just can't be like, all right, here's fucking Hanato Moicano after you just got subbed by BSD. You just can't do that. That's like that's too far with the privilege, you know? It's almost too far. That's almost too much. And then Kyle Bohalio called out Brendan Allen. He said, let's do it again. Because I guess he said, let's do it again. And I guess they had a Kyle Bohalio and Brendan Allen had like a grappling match against each other a couple years ago. And he said, yeah, let's run it back in the cage. I'm down with that. That's Brendan Allen is coming off of a win over Vettori. So Brendan Allen's like ranked 8th or 9th. Let me see. I'm pretty sure. No, not Wikipedia rankings. UFC rankings, bro. Come on. Brendan Allen's ranked 11th. Okay, they dropped him down quite a bit. They moved Whitaker up to 7. They dropped Bohalio to 8. They dropped Brendan Allen to 11 and moved Michael Venom Page, Cannonier, and Delidze all up a spot. So they have Delidze and Brendan Allen tied for number 11 ranked right now. I hate when they do that. When they could just make him 12, Paulo Costa 13. Dang, dude, Paulo Costa's 13. They're really gonna have Mauricio, not Mauricio Huffy. Dang, Mauricio, hold up, guys. Mauricio Huffy is still ranked after that loss. They have him at number 15 after that loss. Are you kidding me, bro? Well, in that case, fucking have him fight Michael Chandler. I don't give a fuck. I mean, it doesn't really change anything. That's number 15 or no number 15, you know? Moicano was saying all week confidently Hoofy would win. Well, yeah, and he looked dumb, but to be fair, I did too. So, Kyle versus Brendan Allen or Rob. Kyle Bohalio, to be honest, does deserve better than Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen's coming off of a win, but they're not going to get Brendan Allen to Rob Whitaker. I could see them doing Whitaker versus Bohalio fight night main event in like 6 months. Or maybe the last card of the year. Remember the last card of the year was Buckley and Colby last year? It could be, I could see a Whitaker, Kyle Bohalio fight night main event to close out the year, or even on the last pay-per-view of the year. Kyle Bohalio, Rob Whitaker on 323, because it's looking like 323 right now. What was the fucking point I was just about to make? What the fuck? Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. What was the point I was just about to make? 323 right now. That's what I was going to say. Right now, it's looking like Volk, Lerone Murphy as the main event in December, but I think they're going to wait to announce it until they see what happens with the fight this weekend. Because if Gene Silva beats Diego Lopez, climbs all the way up to ranking number 2, then I could see them being like, yo, Gene Silva title shot right now. But it has to be impressive because Lerone Murphy is essentially promised a title shot now. Even Volk called him out. And that was off of a spinning elbow. So, Gene Silva can't just, win a 48-47 decision that's pretty close. And then they go, oh, sorry, Lerone Murphy, you wait 6-7 months. If anything, they're probably going to do Lerone Murphy anyway and make Silva get another win after Lopez or hold him out. But 323 is looking like Volk versus Lerone Murphy. Then co-main event, Pantoja, Josh Van. And Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong is supposedly going to be the feature fight on that card. It's not signed yet, but it's in the works right now, at least, is O'Malley versus Song Yadong as the feature fight in Vegas in December. So it would be Volk, Lerone Murphy main event, Pantoja, Josh Van co-main event, and then feature fight O'Malley, Song Yadong, and then put Rob Whitaker, Kyle Bohalio on that card. That's already a sick card right there. Did you hear about Costa versus Shara Bullet and Arman versus Hooker? Yes, I did. I think they're both great fights. And Arman is not going to get a title shot. Fuck him. He needs to win one. Rocco Taco, what's going on, dude? Costa fighting Shara Bullet in Qatar. Yeah, they're looking at that fight as the co-main event with Saruki and Dan Hooker as the main event. I'm pretty sure that's the main and co-main for the UFC Qatar event in November. But at the same time, Qatar did just get bombed by Israel 4 hours ago. So we'll see. In the same city that the UFC event is supposed to be. So we'll see what happens in the next 2 months. But, they did just have that Israel and Iran shit going on. And I remember Jamal Hill didn't want to get on the plane to go to Baku, Azerbaijan, and he ended up going. So I'm sure they find a way. And then let's see. I heard Costa. Okay, BSD made me look like a fool. I thought Huffy was him. That's what I thought too, Rocco Taco. I really genuinely thought that Mauricio Huffy was going to make a run to the belt. And now it looks like he might be like a Darren Till type of prospect, even though Darren Till made it farther than Huffy before losing. But still, if Chandler is still ranked and he loses to McGregor, does that mean we get another McGregor run, ... Yeah, it absolutely does. Dude, regardless, he could fight Nate Diaz and win. I'm calling for a McGregor title shot against Ilya. I swear, if they do Conor versus Chandler or Conor versus Nate trilogy at the White House next year, I'm calling for a Conor title shot with any sort of win. He could win on an eye poke or some shit. And I'm like, McGregor title shot against Taporia. Fuck that. Let's make it happen. Caio doesn't deserve shit. Diego, that's your country. That's your people. Aren't you Brazilian? UFC does love the nerds. I could see them giving Silva a shot. True. Rocco Taco. Yeah, that does suck. John Dong, what's going on, pimp? Guys, do me a favor. Like the stream down below. Really appreciate it if you do. And then Big Boars MMA. Still can't believe Chandler is ranked. Yeah. Chandler being ranked and he hasn't won a fight since what, 2022? When was the Tony fight? Wasn't the Tony fight his last win? 2023? Let me see. Where's his Sherdog? Sherdog. There we go. I'm pretty sure it was 2022. I can't remember what fucking card that was on, though. Was that on a Vegas card? Last win, Tony Ferg, 2022. No, it was on the Oliveira Gaethje card in Phoenix. How about that? Yeah, so he hasn't won since Tony for 3.5 years ago. And he's ranked, bro. Yikes. Dustin Poirier is retired, and he deserves to be ranked more than Michael Chandler. When do you think Moicano will fight since he declined Nasrat Haqparast and Nazim Sadikov? Oh, shit. They offered him those guys? Dang. Okay, they are cold on Moicano if that's who they're offering him. So let's see. Moicano's number 11. Dude, Michael Chandler, bro. Michael Chandler, or the rematch we all want, Benoit Saint-Denis. I say if he's not going to accept somebody outside of the rankings, which he should because he's number 11 and he just lost to Beneil Dariush, he's ranked 9th. I say Michael Chandler or Grant Dawson. Maybe. I wouldn't be mad at it. In my opinion, the one fighter that stood out was Axel Sola. I think he could make a run, but it depends on if he goes back to lightweight or stays welterweight. Yeah. Some of those guys, they get that short notice. They get that one short notice chance up a weight class where they're like a 45er, but they get the shot at 55, and they go, dang, that was nice to make weight on 3 days' notice and not have to cut so much. I might stay here. And then I always feel like it's a bad decision. I think you cut to where you can cut while you're young and new, and then as you get older and you have a name for yourself, you have a little bit more opportunity where you can be like, oh, yeah, let me bounce up to 170 and get a ranked guy in my first fight at 170, you know? How do you think an Imavov versus Strickland rematch goes? Imavov probably wins. Right now, Imavov wins. Probably like a Dricus Strickland 2 type of fight where Imavov just moves forward, can't really like put Strickland away, but just beats on him. I'm surprised that Imavov lost that fight in the first place, but that was, that was Imavov, or that was Strickland, prime Strickland title run. So I think Imavov wins that now. And how does Imavov do against 2022 middleweight Alex Pereira? I don't think he wins. I think Pereira was so overpowered, like size wise, at that weight class. I know his chin was compromised. I know his chin was compromised because of that weight cut, which is like why Izzy knocked him out. But I still think that almost nobody in that weight class beats him just because of the size. Like I don't think Imavov could KO Pereira, maybe even get close. Fight Society, man. Bro is sabotaging Big Onk's coffee shop. What's that? Wait, what's Big Onk coffee shop? Wait, have we talked about this on the channel? Big Onk. Am I looking up something crazy? What's going on here? Oh, he owns a coffee shop called Ankle in Dagestan. Oh, what the hell? Oh, yeah, we have talked about this. Big Onk's coffee shop. Bro, got to go get that kebab pack. I'll be back in like 15 or 20. Yeah, I'll still be here. Chandler versus Moicano is a good match. I think so, too. That's the UFC's way of saying thank you for not taking the settlement money. I agree. Wild how Brendan Allen had a better showing than Caio did against Imavov. Yeah, but to be honest, even though Caio Bahia was the first of the fighting nerds and the highest ranked, I was never like too high on him just because where he stands in the division. Like I look at Gene Silva and I'm like, dang, he smoked some really good guys. I could see him KOing or beating Diego Lopez very convincingly and like giving Volk a hard time, you know? And Huffy, I guess I was wrong, but I thought the same for him. And Prates, I think, has champ material. But Kyle Bohalio, even though he's very well-rounded, part of me just thinks that his ceiling is top 5 guy. Is top 5, not champ. I don't think his ceiling is the belt. I think his ceiling is about right here. Where like he beats a Cannoneer, he beats a who else? He beats a Cannoneer. He beats an Israel Adesanya on the right day. He beats Strickland. You know, maybe he beats a Dolidze, Paulo Costa, guys like that. But I don't think he beats Anthony Hernandez right now, at least with the performance he had against Imavov, which wasn't bad. I'm not trying to hate. But he doesn't beat Hernandez right now. He doesn't beat RDR right now. He doesn't beat Hamzat right now. That's for damn sure. So I'm not trying to hate because I think Kyle Bohalio is super talented and can stick around at the top of the division, but part of me just doesn't believe him as a champion, you know? Gene is the only one left for the fighting nerds that's still solid. Yeah, true. Kyle, Prates, and Silva are all good. The only one I'm worried about is Huffy. Yeah, Huffy might fizzle out fast, bro. Like if Huffy loses his next fight, we're going to forget about him like tomorrow. Like whatever it is, like his next fight, if he loses as bad as he just lost that last one, we're going to forget about him. He needs something memorable. I thought Huffy had a ground game, but he didn't. It's tough to see. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like people were like, "Oh yeah, Huffy." People in his camp, people in his camp are like, Mauricio Huffy is the most talented martial artist in our gym. People like Kyle Bohalio and Carlos Prates and Gene Silva say that guy's the best guy in the gym. And he looked like that. So that's why it was confusing to me. I know teammates are always going to hype each other up. When I sit there and I go, damn, you guys are saying he's better than you are, and you're ranked. You're Kyle Bohalio, you're one win from a title shot. Or at least he was this past weekend. So that was disappointing because he really did not have shit. And it was, also, did you guys notice those body kicks? It was like the second that first body kick landed, it totally changed the look of the fight for Huffy. It looked like he almost didn't want to be in there anymore, in my opinion. So, Fig, where you been at? Juiceman562, bro, what's up? We in here. I've been streaming way less because I've been busy with work, but I've still been dropping videos basically every day. Almost every day. I think today was day 9 in a row that I've dropped a video. Because I have video, actually maybe today's day 7. Something like that. But I have videos coming tomorrow and Thursday as well. They're already like recorded and edited and scheduled. Do you think Gene Silva is like a more dangerous Peter Yan with how he downloads? Yes, actually, Jimmy Hales, that's a great observation. But that's exactly what I thought. You'll see my video. That's the breakdown and prediction for Silva versus Diego Lopez. I'm going to drop that on Friday. Drop that on Thursday. You'll see on that. I was like, yeah, you know, he's very patient until he decides to go. So, like, he's very patient on the back foot, but when he decides to go, it's like he almost can decide when the fight's going to end, which is crazy. Peter Yan is like that, but it's not necessarily deciding that the fight's going to end. It's deciding that he's going to shift the tide back his way because Peter Yan has a lot of decisions, you know, entertaining decisions because he's really talented and technical, but Silva is just kind of like waiting it out, showboating a little bit, and then he goes, all right, cool, I'm done fucking around. Let's get out of here. And he ends the fight in like 40 seconds from there. He either snatches up a choke, like even with the Bryce Mitchell one, like Bryce Mitchell shot that takedown, and he goes, oh yeah, fuck it, I'll end the fight right here. It was almost like he chose when he wanted the fight to be over, which is crazy aura. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, he is definitely like a more dangerous Peter Yan. UFC should give Huffy strikers just for the highlight reels. True. I don't think he can beat ranked guys, especially the guys that grapple. Yeah, like he's not getting past a Gamrot or some shit like that, or even a Moicano, you know? Right now, at least. The guy that fought on Saturday night doesn't. He's lucky to be at 15. Prates made some good improvements. Let's see with Huffy. Yeah, let's see. True. Are you going to watch Tuesday Night Contender Series tonight? I probably will watch it later, but I have sparring. I have work from 5 to 7, and then I have sparring at 8. So, probably not. Probably not. Maybe the highlights later, though. At work right now, off in 1 hour. Catch you next time, G. Keep it figgy, my G. I got you, bro. Always. That takedown from BSD and how he manhandled him made Huffy second guess everything. I know. I usually like doing live streams more than making videos. That's what it's easier because it's left at less effort. You have to be a little bit more on point because there's no editing. But, the videos like live on your channel forever. They create a catalog, stuff like that. And that's what's important is people, because when we talk, the stuff we talk about on lives is usually pretty current. The things that I make videos that are completely evergreen, like not attached to a time period. Of course, I do predictions and breakdowns as well, and those are and like news reactions, those are timely, but I do other stuff as well. And so, I really, really, really love the sport of MMA. And so kind of my channel is almost like, oh shit, that's fucking dope. Anyways, that's something I can't even say on stream. Damn. Damn, that's super dope. But, and then I'm sparring. So yeah, I probably won't watch it tonight. I'll watch the highlights. I usually like doing live streams more than videos. Yeah, those are lower effort from an editing standpoint and stuff, but I like doing both. But I did a poll on my channel, and this is like weeks ago, and I said, what do you guys want from me on this channel? Let me find it. Where is it? 4,000 subs. Oh, I said, what do you want from me on this channel? More live streams, less videos. Or I'm sorry, more videos, less live streams. More live streams, less videos. Or 50-50 balance of live streams and videos. And my viewers widely... Let me share my screen real quick. And my viewers said more videos, less live streams, or 50-50 balance at second place. But more live streams by itself... Even though it's easier on me, the audience doesn't want it. And that's one thing that you always have to be, you always have to have your finger on the pulse of like what the audience wants to. Because that's like part of it, It's kind of part of it. How far do you think Bryce gets in bantamweight? Top 10. I'm trying to think about Bryce Mitchell. Maybe the size difference gets him farther because he's a featherweight coming down. But I have a hard time believing that Bryce Mitchell beats Mario Batista. Davison Figueiredo, maybe. But the top 5 guys all beat him. Umar, Sean O'Malley, Peter Young, Corey Sandhagen, Song Yudong. Maybe he beats Cheeto Vera. Rob Font. Something like that, but I don't think he gets crazy far. I don't think he gets like top 5, maybe top 7, something like that. Certainly possible, but I don't think I think Bryce Mitchell's ceiling we've probably already seen. He's fucking like think of what Sean fucking O'Malley would do to Bryce Mitchell. He'd KO him in like 3 minutes. He'd play with him, front kick him to the body a few times, and just drop him just headbutt in the floor, drop him. Prata seems to want to retire very early. Yeah, I watched that, Jimmy Hales. I think he's just yapping shit. Prata seems to want to retire early. Yeah, I think he's yapping shit. I think Ilya's yapping shit too, Claudio Montetta. I think that Toporia's yapping shit about 2 more fights as well. I think he's doing that to create like a exclusivity. It's like, oh shit, you can't afford this. That's why you want this expensive Gucci bag or some shit like that. He's just like, hey, you better watch. There isn't that much left. But he's young. He's going to be getting paid way more money on the Paramount deal. I think that would keep him around a little bit. He's like 27, bro. How old is Ilya Topuria? I want to say Ilya Topuria is like 27, 28. I think let's see. Oh my God. Man, my Wi-Fi it's weird. My Wi-Fi is fine for the stream, but then clicking on stuff, it's not. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. Ilya Topuria is 28. He turns 29 in January. Ilya Topuria is going to be around for like 4 or 5 more years, I think. Bryce's strike. Do I think Arman can fight with him? Yeah, he can fight with him, and it will be a tough fight. That might even be the toughest fight in the division for him right now. But it's a matter of people wanting to see Arman fight for the belt, and I don't think there's a huge demand for that right now, especially after pulling out against Islam. Prime Tony versus BSD, who wins? Prime Tony for sure, in my opinion. Who do you guys think had the closest? Whoa, hold on. Why do you think guys who had close fights with John Jones started losing a lot of fights after fighting John Jones? I've heard people calling it the John Jones curse. I'll tell you why. Because you fight what most people call, like Dana White, your boss, says this is the best fighter of all time. And you go in there and you almost beat him. Gustafsson, or I'll tell you specifically, Gustafsson, frankly, the first fight was really close because John didn't train. I know somebody that was in Jackson Wink during those years, and he said that John Jones, for that Gustafsson camp, trained like once a week. So I think that's what closed the gap between Gustafsson and John Jones for that fight, because for the second fight, John TKO'd him. Reyes, I think, won. Reyes won, in my opinion. But Reyes, it was the biggest moment of his life. And he won. He won. He got screwed. He won. Dom Reyes won that fight. And to him, in my opinion, that was it. That was the peak. He said, I fought, I got to the belt, I beat the best of all time, and they took it from me. I definitely understand how that would kill your motivation, make you be like, fuck this. I already beat this. This should be me defending my belt, things like that. And so him, it was mental. And then for Santos, I think he was just at the end of his career already. He had a good night. John busted up both of his knees bad, and it was all downhill from there. But he was already old. So I think it's different reasons for each guy. But yeah, it's just individual reasons. I don't think there's any John Jones curse. But those are in my opinion, the reason for each of those 3 guys. Yeah, I rewatched Reyes versus Jones round 3, which was close, and it looks like Reyes won. Yeah, and here's the argument. The argument that I hear people say is you have to take the belt from the champion. Dom kind of did, in my opinion, win the first 3 rounds and then be very not aggressive in the next 2. And I can understand why they go, oh, he pulled off the gas mid-round 3. We're going to give 3, 4, 5 to John. Speaking of Sean O'Malley, him and Song Yadong is in the works. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. I still think Sean O'Malley wins that fight, but it's a banger fight that I think Song Yadong's going to try to wrestle and get KO'd while he's trying to shoot a takedown. You never read me? Where did you say something? I literally, Diego, you're so fucking annoying, bro. I read your shit every time. It's just because you yap. I literally repeat this, and never mind. Diego, you're not getting me off my shit today, all right? Do you think Movsar can be champion next year? What is your problem with me? I'm your biggest fan. Diego, I don't have a problem with you, bro. You're just a negative Nelly, bro. You're a negative Nancy. You go, I miss one message in the middle of like 15 other messages. You go, you hate me. And then you go, why do you literally say shit like, why do you hate me because I smoke weed? And I'm like, no, why would I hate you for smoking weed? And you go, you hate me. And I'm pretty sure, Diego, you've called me racist like multiple times. Is it true? Oh, sorry, I missed one. You think Movsar can be champion next year? Who can beat him? Yeah, he can be champion. Who can beat him? Arnold Allen, because Arnold Allen beat him in the first fight. Hot take, but should have gotten finished with that knee. Movsar's a bitch. But I think Volk beats Movsar. Lerone Murphy could beat him. He's skilled enough, well-rounded enough. Is it true that Conor McGregor didn't take his fight camp seriously against Khabib? That's what people in the camp say. They definitely know better than me. The people that were in that camp said Conor was training 2 days a week for the biggest fight in UFC history. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, I rewatched Jones. Yeah. Close round, Reyes won. You think Brady can beat Islam or Jack? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I think Sean Brady's super skilled. He lost to Bilal Muhammad while he was jet lagged. Not trying to make excuses for him, but you know. He lost to a guy that went on to become champ. And let's not forget, Sean Brady submitted Leon. Who did he beat before that? He's beat Wonder Boy. Let me hold on. Where's his fucking profile? Sean Brady. Dang, he's ranked number 2. They have Sean Brady ahead of Shavkat. I didn't even know that. Let me see his fight history. Gastelum, Gilbert Burns, Leon Edwards. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Beat Jake Matthews, beat Michael Chiesa. Who gives a fuck about Michael Chiesa, though? But since losing to Bilal, you have Gastelum win, who that win 2 years ago against Gastelum was a lot better value of a win than it would be now. And then Gilbert Burns a year ago, still a pretty good win, fighting up. And then Leon. And let's not forget, Leon on short notice, remember? Leon on like 6 weeks notice, dominated him on like 6 weeks notice. Because that was supposed to be Leon JDM. And then Shavkat got hurt and they put JDM into the fight with Bilal. Leon is sadly booty cheeks, unfortunately. Yeah, I agree. I agree, dude. Fuck. Yeah, man. You think Brady can beat Islam? Oh, yeah, I already got that. What's your prediction for champs next year? Okay, heavyweight, Aspinall, light heavyweight, Pereira. Just depending on what part of the year. Middleweight, Hamzat still. 170, Islam. Maybe. Islam. 55, Topuria. 45, Gene Silva. What else? Okay. 35, Merab still. 25, Pantoja still. 35, Kayla Harrison's going to beat Amanda Nunes. 25, Shevchenko is going to beat Wei Li based on the size difference. So Shevchenko. And then 115, I think Wei Li goes back down to 115 after losing to Shevchenko. And she would beat the brakes off of Verna Jandiroba or Mackenzie Dern. So there you go. Aspinall, Pereira, Hamzat, Islam, Topuria, Gene Silva, Merab, Pantoja, Kayla Harrison, Shevchenko, Weili Zhang. I think Movsar beats Silva and Murphy after beating Volk. Arman beats Topuria, and Islam loses with Jack, but Brady beats, and Umar beats Merab. Call me crazy. I was with you. I was with you till the Umar beats Merab. He did give him a tough fight, though. I'm not trying to hate on Umar. I'm not trying to hate on Umar, but that's a crazy take. That's a crazy take. There's nobody at one, especially after the Corey Sandhagen fight. He wins that. I think he's going to win. I don't think that there's literally anybody at 135 that could beat him. It would have to be him going down to 25 for a super fight and losing to Pantoja because of his weight cut, and Pantoja having more gas than him. Like maybe a cut down to 25 would kill Merab's cardio, or him going up to 45 and fighting Volk and losing because of the size difference, the skill difference, and all of that. I don't see anybody beating Merab right now. Movsar loses to Volk and Silva. I think Movsar loses to Volk. I don't know about Silva, though. But Movsar, despite being undefeated, I don't rate him super highly. I've kept for an undefeated fighter. Armin's not beating Ilya. Totally agree. Armin is not beating Ilya. Brady, he's boring, but when he gets that grappling going, he's really fucking suffocating. At least against guys that quit, because Leon's a fucking quitter. And then Merab. Yeah, Merab is really good, but I could see him. Merab's really good, but I only could see him losing if he was to go up or down. At 135, I think he just clears everybody. Right now, at least. There's literally nothing that convinces me Merab loses at 135. Remember, he got TKO'd by Bilal. Yeah, but that ages well with Bilal going on to become champion and also with like the jet lag and all of that. He also grew from it. I know he got TKO'd by Bilal on the feet. That's fucking embarrassing, but still. Brady's good when he gets that grappling going. And in that fight, it was all on the feet. I think Corey can beat Merab because Merab has no jiu-jitsu and he has problems with people like that. But if he fights like O'Malley, he can beat everybody except Umar. Yeah, man, I like Corey Sandhagen a lot, but I think he has way less of a shot against Merab than most people think. I'm looking at like a 49-46 win for Merab, 50-45, 49-46. I don't think it's going to be close. I hope JDM wins because I prefer his boxing. I hope JDM wins too. I hope JDM wins too. And I could see it happening, especially given that, Islam is smaller. I could see him having a hard time with the takedowns coming up a weight class. But I'm trying to think. Dude, it's going to be so hard for JDM to keep the belt because you got Islam, one of the best. Wait, what people like that? What problems had Merab had in the last? Oh, okay, gotcha. I hear you, 10-7 MMA. To be fair, I've slandered Merab quite a bit as well. To be fair, I have slandered Merab a lot. But after the O'Malley submission in June, I was like, okay, I can't hate now. Like, everything else was semi-boring decisions. Semi-boring. And then after the after the O'Malley sub, I was like, okay, I can't really say shit. He's the best. He's probably the 135 GOAT right now. But it's going to be what I was saying is it's going to be so hard for JDM to keep that belt. Dude, there's Shavkat, Michael Morales is nasty, Brady, Leon versus JDM if Leon can get a few wins. Carlos Prates is right there in the mix if he beats Leon. It's going to be so fucking hard for JDM to keep that belt for more. Even if he beats Islam, he could lose it in the next one or the next one or the next one or the next one. Whereas with Merab, you're kind of like, oh yeah, he's kind of already cleared the guys that would threaten him. And the guys that we thought would threaten him didn't threaten him. What is your opinion on Morales? I think he can beat all the top 10, but no Sean Brady. I think Michael Morales is nasty, and he's massive for the weight class. I could see him being one of those guys that wins a title. There's a lot of guys at 170 I think could hold the belt. Not for long, but still hold the belt. Do you think he'll be sacrificing cardio, bulking to 170? Maybe a little bit. Who does Usman fight next? Shavkat. Book Usman, Shavkat in the meantime because Islam and JDM don't fight for 2 months and 1 week. And they're both probably going to take 6 months off after the fight. I don't think either of them turn around super fast. 6 months off in between fights. So I say Usman is cool to sit out. Like, I think Usman's chilling, and I think on his pedigree for his career, they could throw him back into a title shot whenever, coming off of that really impressive Buckley win. But Shavkat, I feel like after the Ian Gary fight, which was good, not great, that he needs a fight. He needs to win a fight. I promise I'm not trying to be this guy, but the Umar fight was very fun. Yeah, that was a fun fight. The Cejudo fight was fun. Merab gets a bad rap. He does get a bad rap to some degrees, but then other times when you're just up there, like, it's not as bad as Hamzat. Like I was saying after the Hamzat DDP fight, I was like, oh, dude, this makes me appreciate Merab because Merab at least tries. I know that Merab does have some very long stretches during fights of just like holding up against the cage and throwing knees to the thigh, but Khamzat took it to a whole nother level. Khamzat made me appreciate Merab a lot. If JDM beats those people, definitely the greatest of all time. Yeah, but that's a crazy streak to go on. To beat like Islam, Shavkat, Carlos Prates, possibly Leon, possibly Michael Morales, possibly Bilal Muhammad again if he gets enough wins. There's a lot there. Where the hell did Shavkat go? He's hurt. I think he had like a very bad knee injury. People like Jose Aldo, Batista, people with enough wrestling for up. Whoa. Hold on, Claudio, wait. People like Jose Aldo and Batista, people with enough wrestling for up that eliminated cardio, but I think Merab, if he doesn't search, I don't know what that means. I was at the Khamzat fight, and I've been watching the sport 700 years. That shit was boring. Yeah, dude, that shit was boring. Like, when Luke Thomas cooked, bro. Luke Thomas, when he was like, you can't tell me that shit was fun to watch. You can't tell me that was entertaining. You're wrong. That's what I was saying, too. I was like, that was dominant, but it wasn't entertaining, dude. That's one thing you guys got to appreciate. No, it's okay, Claudio. I just wasn't sure what you were trying to say. I was at the Khamzat fight, and I've been watching this for 700 years. That shit was boring. Yeah, that shit was boring. You cannot tell me that was an entertaining fight. You come off of two people that got spinning elbow KO'd within 10 minutes of each other, and then you just come and wet blanket for 25 minutes. He landed like 500 strikes, and only like 30 of them were significant. He's saying people that stuff Merab's takedowns cause his cardio to fall off, which I disagree with. Peter Yan, Peter Yan fucking stuffed like 36 takedowns. Merab has next level cardio, which is, it's sus. I'm not trying to be a hater. It's sus. It's EPO levels of cardio, but he hasn't been caught yet, so I'm not going to condemn him to that. But yeah, he went 13 for 49, I think, against Peter Yan. He shot 49 takedowns, 36 of them failed. I do disagree with the point that his cardio falls off when you defend his takedowns. Because Jose Aldo, Merab went 0 for 16 and kept shooting. Shooting 5 in a 3-round fight, 16 takedown attempts is a lot. That's shooting once per minute, essentially. More than once per minute, technically. Bum, bum, bum. I put the drink in a headlock. Try betting me, boy, you bet not. No, I think that the fight is like Mario Batista's last fight. I think Merab won, but problems in the stand-up. Yeah, well, because Merab's dog shit on the feet, but he has so much pressure and so many takedown attempts, and the threat of the takedown makes his striking better. That's why he's able to land on O'Malley, who's an elite striker in general, but miles ahead of him in striking. So that's why Merab is able to land on O'Malley, who's miles ahead, way longer reach, and still land. It's because of the threat of the takedown. So Merab, yeah, he does have bad striking, but it's MMA for a reason. Khamzat versus DDP was entertaining to those who bet heavily on Khamzat. I'm a huge Khamzat fan and was picking him, but I still found the fight boring. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, guys, how are we feeling about your boy doing a very long live stream on Saturday? Like Noche UFC and Canelo versus Crawford watch party. How are we feeling about that? If Johnny Walker has full camps with wrestling and mixes athleticism, I think he can be top 5. Johnny Walker? Yeah, I'm calling you crazy on that one too. Johnny Walker has no chin. I remember saying that I wanted Johnny Walker to go on a win streak just for the sole reason of seeing Johnny Walker's chin against Pereira's left hook. Like, just for scientific reasons. I want to see what happens. It's exactly that. The threat of the takedown. It's why a lot of these grapplers look good on the feet. Agreed. When a guy has to have his hands down to dig a natural underhook, kind of like O'Malley, it's easy to throw a fucking overhand on him, you know? Yo, 10-7 MMA, I'm looking through your channel right now, dude. I like your guys' setup. I like your shit. Yeah, I like your shit, dude. Good stuff. We might have been slightly extra, but we back. Wyatt, you know how we do this. Get the kebab pack in return. That's what I'm saying, and we're still here. I still can't believe Zhang lost to Walker. Like, no way. Yeah, but that's what happens. Like, they push guys too fast sometimes. And I know it's crazy to say push too fast when it's fucking Johnny Walker, but I was never, like, crazy impressed with Zhang Minyang. I always thought, okay, he's all right, but he just has really heavy hands. And if you look at his record, I know he has a lot of fights, but he has a gang of fucking cans that he fought, dude. Like, let me go back. He's 19-7. Okay, he hasn't fought as much as I thought. But if you look at his, if you look at some of his opponents, it's fucking bad, dude. He fought the same guy 3 times, finished him in the first round, and the guy's like 0-3 in his career, if I'm not mistaken. He literally only fought to fight him. I'm trying to find it. Who's the guy? Who's the guy? And he lost to the Askar Majarov guy that fucking lied about his record and stuff. Remember that guy? The guy that changed his name, lied about his record. He fucking lost to that guy in 2018. I'm trying to find the guy. Okay, where is it? Who's the guy he fought 3 times? Sayama? No. It was somebody he fought super early on. Oh, Calibao Zhang. There it is. Calibao Zhang. Okay, yeah, watch this. Watch this. I found it. Now I'll show you guys, but watch this yet. Bilal looked great on the feet versus Leon. Yeah, true. Thank you, brother. I got you. I think Armin never fights with Ilya. UFC has no stars, and he loses them. Looks like John. Yeah, true. If I remember, one of his losses was to the fighter that lied about his record. Yeah, Askar Majarov. But let me get that shit up real quick. Hold up. Not this fucking cruise line ad. And Kia. Goddamn. Dude, Tapology has so many ads. But look, he fought Kaibao Zhang right here. They're both 0-1. He fought him in the 2016 Xinjiang Oriental Summit in 2016. And then all the way up here, he fought him again. Okay, he had more fights than just those. And he beat him there, rear naked choke in the first 2 minutes. Then here, TKO in the first minute. And then here, TKO. And he fought the guy. One of them was a title fight for some random ass promotion, WLF MMA. Wu Lin Fang. Yeah. And then he'd be like, look at his UFC wins. Tuco Takos, that's actually a pretty good win. But Brendan Ibero, Ozzy Diaz, Lionheart Smith. Johnny, he's ass, bro. Now that I'm looking at it, he's fucking ass. Hell nah. If I hit up Freeze Arturo, my man, you picked Walker. Yeah, dude. I don't think I did predictions for that one, but I think I probably would have picked Zhang. You know what I'm saying though? I'll admit to it. I probably would have picked Zhang. I would have been like Johnny Walker, no chin, Jingmeng Yang, brick hands. You know. What is your tactic for gyms in the USA to have a better chance for the wrestling from the Caucasus? Maybe more cardio, better leave jiu-jitsu and only focus on wrestling? It's a hard thing because in the US, people play baseball, basketball, football, soccer. They wrestle, they do this, they do that, and they don't like focus on a sport. Like I didn't play just one sport until my senior year of high school. I grew up playing like baseball, basketball, and football. And then in high school, I played just baseball and basketball. And then my senior year, because I was committed to playing in college, I played just baseball my senior year. And then after that, I played baseball in college. That I didn't play I didn't focus on one sport until I was 18, 17. And here in like the Caucasus and stuff, they literally take kids at 3 years old, 2 years old, as soon as they can walk, and they go, oh yeah, his movement's good. We're going to put him in Greco-Roman. We're going to put him in Sambo, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, some of those guys end up doing MMA. It's like they've been doing it since they were 3. You know, so their muscles they grew into their like bodies. They went through puberty, became grown men doing this activity. So their body is like fine tuned, muscular wise, cardio wise. And and they're fine tuned for that their entire life. Whereas wrestlers, also one thing too with Sambo and the stuff that the Caucasus guys do, they do Sambo, which includes ground control. American wrestling is like wrestling for points, like you pin and you're up. So it's not that American wrestlers can't get the takedowns, it's that they can't maintain top control a lot of times. Light heavyweight division is cooked, not as cooked. Yeah. I talked with a UFC champion coach, and he basically said Americans are better wrestlers, but we don't spend enough time as pros to wrestle, and that we care too much about being seen as boring. The Daggies don't care about how they're seen or perceived, and they wrestle daily now. Huh. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. Definitely makes sense. I hear you, Crody. Hey, 10-7 MMA, question. I see that you've interviewed quite a few guys. I myself have not collabed with a UFC fighter yet in any regard. I'm kind of saving it because I have one that I'm a friend with. He's going to have a fight soon, or he's not in the UFC anymore, but he's a pro fighter. And that's where I was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm going to start my collabs there. But anyways, my question is, how did you track down, like, do you DM them on Instagram? Because I see you've interviewed Curtis Blades, Miranda Maverick, Cody Brundage, Trace Gore, Miranda Maverick. Oh, wait, no, I already said that. Cody Brundage, Patricky Pitbull, Charles Johnson. Were you just like spamming DMs on Instagram or what? Like, just genuinely curious. Want some type of shit you wouldn't understand. Need the money, yeah, put it in my hand. Type of shit you wouldn't get. I'm personal friends with Pitbull and know Curtis and Brundage through friends. The others are social media link-ups. For sure. For sure. Good to know. That's pretty sick. What area are you based out of? Not to dox yourself, but just like general region. Arturo, what's up? You hit up Freeze? Hold on, I'll check my DMs. What's up? We gonna get the Rajah Jackson guy on the fucking pod? Let me see. Did you DM me? No. You did not. Okay. But you said hold up. You had me nervous for a sec. Bad bit for the night. Rolls Royce black. The bitches in it. What? You know that song? The Rolls Royce black, but the bitches in it white. Wait, you know that shit? Wait, is that even? Wait. Oh, yeah, that is released already. Yeah, that is released. What about it, Arturo? What about it? Yeah, that's me. Where is it? We just put that shit out. Where's the fucking cover? Oh, yeah, here it is. I know what you were quoting. You were quoting fucking rap songs that I made, dude. Let me see. The bitch she get one night. Yeah, that shit. Wait. You talking about this shit right here? Yeah. I know what you were talking about. Chicago? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We should 10-7 MMA. I'm gonna follow you on IG. Do you have IG? 10-7 MMA. Hold on, I'm gonna go to your YouTube. I'll hit you on IG. Maybe we could cook a little something up, my friend. Maybe we could do a little collab stream and do pics or something like that. Bang. Instagram at the 1070. I left out the. There it is. Bang, dude. Okay, I just followed you. Type shit. Love that, dude. Love that. Followed by Tony Ferguson and Razor Blades. Bro, that's sick. Good for you, bro. Good for you. That's dope. We're doing a live stream with Dana Black this week if you want to hop on. Fuck yeah, I do. What day? Dana Black, dude, I follow him. Tomorrow night? Shit. Yeah, I'll DM you. I'll see what's up. Is that a social media link as well? Because I work and then I just do my videos. I guess I don't put enough time into collab outreach, just being honest. I've had a few collabs. I've done like, Fight Night Frankie, and there's another show called Making the Walk I made an appearance on as well. They're both super cool. If Dana keeps denying fighters in his company, the sport won't evolve so that new generations can adapt to that style of fighting. True. But they have a monopoly on the sport. They can kind of do whatever they want. This just in. Teenage reading levels hit 30-year low. Damn, bro, we're so fucked. We're so fucked. Wow, what happened, Arturo? What happened? Cue me in. You keep saying, wow. Oh, my stream cut out? What happened? What MMA promotion do you think is going to fold? In my opinion, it's one. I think it's One Championship too. They kind of gave up on MMA, a big portion of it at least. Claudio, I agree. MMA is going to get to that point where everyone's going to be like good grapplers and good strikers with some sort of specialty, or without some sort of specialty. In my opinion, I think specialties are starting to go out the window because it's not like people do taekwondo, karate, boxing, and then try to get good at MMA for the sake of being in the UFC. Now kids are training like judo, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, all that shit at like 5 years old. There's kids that are 5 years old that say, I want to be in the UFC. So it's just different now. Oh, but 10-7 I was saying, is Dana Black an Instagram link up or what? Or a social media link up? I was saying that I need to reach out to people a little more often. See if anyone can find it. Let me look. The reading level's low as fuck, and I think Freeze deleted Instagram or blocked me. Not gonna lie, I went for the double text. Oh shit, let me look. If he's like fucking Freeze. Arturo, he deleted his IG because I can't find it. Yeah, his IG got deleted or he deleted it. Loki, he contacted us, saw Yuri follows us, and reached out because that's his favorite fighter. Now we're good friends. Fuck yeah, dude, that's sick. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I definitely love to collab with you on something, you know, stream, something like that. I got to make more friends in the community. I just sit here and grind on videos and streams and shit. It's nice to actually connect. Thanks for hopping in the chat, dude. Type shit. Type shit. Bro, what the fuck? That's the guy to interview. He acting like he wants smoke. Yeah, I know. He deleted his IG. I couldn't find it just now. Have you seen how many Russian fighters with records like 24-0 are turned down by Dana for fighting like Islam and Ankalaev? It's funny they all have such big beards. Yeah, it's because they fight cans though, and even like Vadim Nemkov, the guy that was the Bellator light heavyweight and heavyweight champ. You know, there's he even said that they talked to the UFC and that their offer wasn't very good and that the UFC is really not interested in Russians right now. I think the UFC took a dip in like North American audiences and stuff, and they see that the US audience likes people like Brazilians, like Oliveira and Pereira, and they like some of the European guys, like they like Patty and Tom Aspinall, and I think they're going more into US, South America, Mexico, UK. I just think that their focus is not on the Caucasus region right now. Even though they have 3 champions, I think that they don't want to run the risk of the entertainment value dipping, in my opinion, because they turn down really good fighters. You're right. They turn down like 25-0 guys. Of course, bro, they just trying to do the same, meet more people in the community. Yeah, hell yeah, appreciate you. The thing is with the Daggy fighters is that once they're in, they have massive, unwavering support from the Arab world. If an American or Brazilian is boring, he's replaceable as fuck. That's a really good point. North American fans tend to be super fair weather fans, you know? Bum 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 bum. Should we try to get the guy who already got interviewed? Yeah, I mean, fuck it. I'll go for that guy, too. I'm going to shoot that guy a DM. Have you thought about Hamzat or Ankalaev's beard? They're so big that the hides their chin and can make guys miss with his left hook. Yeah, extra cushion as well. Have you guys seen that meme or that reel? The guy that's like, I literally could not get knocked out because the beard provides extra cushion. But all right, guys, I'm going to hop off. I got to get ready for work and shit. This is my latest video that I just dropped like about an hour ago before I hopped on stream. It's Dana's gambling issues and Sedriques Dumas broke. So let me know what you guys think. Go watch that video. Excuse me. Like, subscribe, become a channel member. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you guys a lot. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. It's okay. The spam came from me. I'll see you guys later.